SportsCast with Jeremy Buckelew is proud to announce we are now officially powered by TEC. If their fiber optic internet service can handle everything we throw at it here in the studio, from videos to calls and live streams, you better believe they can handle your home or business too. If speed, stability, and service is important to you, you can count on TEC. Thanks, TEC. Now let's get to the show. In a world that moves way too fast, there's one place that feels like home. Tater's Place in Paris, Tennessee. Where the sizzle of a smash burger meets the sound of laughter, and every plate tells a story. Bring the family, make memories, and taste the love in every bite. Live music, real people, and unforgettable food. That's Tater's Place, 3615 Highway 79 North. Find the flavor you've been missing at Tater's Place. Come and feel what you've been hungry for.
Are you looking for a fence that gives you peace of mind? At All Star Fence Company, we don't just build fences, we build confidence. Whether it's keeping your family safe, protecting your property, or simply adding curb appeal, All Star delivers unmatched quality, dependable service, and lasting results. Locally owned and trusted across West Tennessee, Kentucky, and beyond, we're the name homeowners count on for reliability and strength since 1971. All Star Fence Company, your first line of defense and your best choice for peace of mind. Visit allstarfenceandsupply.com today.
Hey everybody, happy Sunday night and welcome to another episode of SportsCast Live. I am your host, Jeremy Buckelew. Got another great show for you this week as we are going to talk some Henry County Lady Patriots basketball with the season just right around the corner. And so I do want to say a quick thank you to our sponsors as we do each and every week to open the show. Thank you to Taters out on the Lake Highway. We appreciate their sponsorship each and every week and being able to bring you the show because of the fine folks out there. If you're hungry, a good place to go grab something to eat and get you a smash burger, some fried pickles, some cheese bites, some I think they have cheese fries, just about anything and everything you want. You can find out there on the Lake Highway. Don't forget about the bike shop as well. If you've got some work needing to be done to your motorcycle, they can take care of that too. So that's Taters out on the Lake Highway. Good food, good atmosphere, great folks. Appreciate them for bringing you SportsCast each and every week. Want to say thank you to TEC, and they have outfitted our studio with their high-speed wireless or fiber optic internet. We appreciate them for doing that. Thank you to All-Star Fence and Jeff Archie and his crew. And any fencing needs you have, Jeff's the person to call and get that taken care of. They can fix you up with whatever you're looking for. So that's Jeff Archie and his guys and crew out at All-Star Fence. And then the Peddler Advantage every week in circulation. You can find everything's going on around town with it, and they are gracious enough to include the myparistv.com shows in their print and what's coming up each week for those. And so that's the Peddler Advantage in distribution all over. Grab you one of those and see what's going on. Again, glad to have you with us tonight as going to talk some Henry County Lady Patriot basketball, and got a table full of folks here. On my left is the one and only Sam McDaniel, my broadcast partner, the voice of Henry County basketball on 94.1 WLZK The Lake.
2 weeks away.
2 weeks away. Be here before we know it.
Yeah,
and so I get to start the season with a good trip to Alamo, right?
Yes.
So I got head coach Cliff Curd with us as well tonight, and assistant coach Dylan Poole. Glad that they could join us and be here with us. Coach Curd, you're no stranger to Henry County. Been here for 15 seasons now. We were talking about before the show came on. This will be your 15th season as the Lady Patriots head coach. Have won more district titles than I can count. Several sub-state appearances, and have a pretty doggone successful program. But tell us a little bit about, well, I'm sorry, I jumped ahead. Yeah, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, then we'll come back to the best thing we've seen this week. But who is Cliff Curd to those like, I see that guy down there, but I don't know who he is?
Well, I grew up in Murray, Kentucky, and graduated from Murray State. And then while I was going to school at Murray State, I I was coaching football and girls basketball and track at Callaway. So I started coaching in '93 and was there through '98, I guess. Went out to New Mexico during '96 and coached some Division II college football and did that for 1 year, and then came back to Callaway for 2. Finally graduated, and I started off down in Columbia coaching middle school football, and then came to Henry County in '02 coaching football.
Right.
And then Coach Laster, I was doing freshman boys basketball, and Coach Laster asked me to help her with the girls program, and then she resigned from the position, and I was able to step in and have loved it.
Good. Like I said, you know how many, like with the reigning district champions will be this year. How many district championships do we have now? If you don't know, it's fine. I meant to go look, and I just can't think of.
I do not know what the total is. We've had, I think, 6 in the 14 years that I've been there. Now, one of them, we claim it. We didn't play it. We were supposed to play Rossview in the championship, and it got weathered out.
Okay.
So the game never was played. I couldn't give it to Rossview anymore.
Well,
they could give it to us.
I was going to say there's nobody here for Rossview right now to claim it, and so we're going to claim it as ours for tonight anyway. So, well, we're going like we do every week. Best thing you've seen this week, Sam? I'll start with you. What's the best thing you saw this week?
I'll keep it local, and we're coming out of the soccer season into the basketball season. But our neighbors to the west, Westview, won the Class 2A. Class Single A state championship, and had a pretty successful run. We hosted them here in Henry County, tied them about midway through the season, and then they went on a hot streak.
Yeah.
And postseason, I think they had no goals allowed, and beat a team that had beat them pretty solidly the year before. So it shows just how much soccer has moved in the West in the last several years. And then great Henry County football win last night, or Friday night. So a lot of good things happening.
I will say this about the Westview state championship in soccer. I watched the Westview Covington game on Thursday night on one of our radio station sister broadcast, and Dr. Josh Greer is one of the commentators for Westview football this year, and so he was talking about that Westview because they were playing the next day, and he said that he knew Westview was a really good team when they pushed Henry County soccer as hard as they did, and that's when he knew, like, okay, these girls are really, really good at soccer.
Yeah,
so,
it's always a competitive game with Westview. Doesn't matter the sport, just because of proximity and relationships. I mean, and we know a lot of the girls that have come through that program in the last couple of years, played with several of them, and it's always cool to see.
Yeah, very nice. Coach Kurt, best thing you saw this week?
Well, I hate to steal Dylan's thunder, but it was his idea to do this. But we took the girls' basketball team over to Country Lane preschool Thursday afternoon, and let the girls interact and play. And it was a good time to watch the young kids. They obviously enjoyed it, but our girls really enjoyed it too, and it was a good experience. And
I saw somebody had posted photos of it on Facebook, and I thought, man, that was really cool. Because I know I've talked about it on this show before, but when you're a little kid, like, the closest thing to a celebrity in your life at that time is, I think, the high school kids you get to see playing on Tuesday night and Friday night and Saturday, whenever. And so I know it was a big deal to those little kids, that the Lady Patriots. I thought, man, that's just really cool that they took the time to go do that. It says a lot about your program and a lot about those young ladies.
Yes, and like I said, Dylan prompted that and set it up, and it was a good afternoon to do it right before we crank up practice on Monday.
Nice,
Yeah.
Coach Poole.
Yeah, that was going to be mine. Just shout out to our girls, because you probably heard from coaches, have a plan A, have a plan B, have a plan C, because we went in with the plan A, and it was supposed to be, we got 8 stations. They're all going to rotate every 7 minutes, and we got it started, and they all just started going wherever they wanted to. So next time we know, next year, like we're just going to, y'all come to us, just come wherever you want and stuff.
Probably, at that age too, it's like herding cats anyway, and so, but yeah, like I said, I saw it on Facebook, I saw somebody's pictures, and you could tell both groups were having a lot of fun, and I thought that's really cool to see. So,
but and besides that, I was just got to go to the Tennessee game, and that was not the best thing I saw. But I would say getting home from the Tennessee game, getting to see Kaylin and Maddie and stuff afterwards. That was my best thing, and that's a reason I was late today. So I was getting in from that and going to birthday parties and stuff like that.
Busy man, I get it. I understand. I understand. Was it a fun atmosphere? I mean, the dark mode UT Vols seems like it would be a really fun game to go see.
Yes.
And unfortunately, their offense played on dark mode last night, and their defense finally showed up, and then their offense couldn't put it together. And I say couldn't put it together. They controlled the whole first half. It's just costly mistakes when you don't need them.
You can see the stats. They put stats on the board, and I looked at my buddy who I was like, their field goal kicker, Oklahoma's field goal kicker, has more total yards than their offense, and we're losing right now. Yeah. Because he hit 3 50-yard field goals, and they returned a fumble.
Yeah.
But
I know at one point, they showed the stat that Oklahoma had 99 yards of offense and was winning the football game at that point. Yeah. Golly, that's tough.
But the environment they did, that's whoever runs that is a professional light show and stuff they do. I mean, it was a crazy atmosphere.
Yeah, it seemed like it'd be a lot of fun to be at, especially Halloween weekend, all that. And, but maybe better luck next time, I guess, for the Vols. And
I'm just gonna have to stay at home. It seems like every time I've went the last few times they ain't won. So
I'm the same way. I watched a couple plays of the Ole Miss South Carolina game because I convinced myself that if I watch the game, that's when they're going to start playing really bad. Mm-hmm. And David Jackson called me out on it the other night at the Inman game. Essentially, me and him called the Inman championship game the other day, and David had called 2 games by himself, and Inman won those games. Not easily, but the second one they won easily. The first one they were in control and team came back. But David called both of those games by himself and Inman won. And then I come up there and help him, and Inman loses to Memphis Business Academy. And so I was saying, I was like, well, you parents out there, you can be mad at me because the old announcer's curse, the jinx of Jeremy Buckelew got you. And David was like, well, I bet the Memphis Business Academy would have something to say about that, and that they just played a little bit better. And I was like, okay, you're right.
So, that's the most David Jackson answer that could be given right there.
But he was right, and I was like, okay, well, but I'm the same. If I don't watch them, they play better.
It looked like Oklahoma and Tennessee were both trying to lose, to be honest.
Well, that's how it goes sometimes. Mine is going to go. My best thing I saw this week is from Friday night. It's not the football game, although the football game was amazing. We're going to talk about that here in a little bit with Coach Steve Summers. But the best thing I saw, it made me smile, and I messaged this coach and told him. But so when the team ran on the field, ran through the helmet and came on the field, and the coaches were getting ready for the opening kickoff, Coach Butler was walking down the sideline, and it just happened to catch my eye of him walking down the sideline towards the end zone at the concession stand. And he was waving really big, and I looked down there and I saw his son just going crazy, waving back, jumping up and down, just so excited to see what I told Coach. I said, you could tell he was so excited to see you on the sideline. You could just tell how proud he was that his dad was a coach for Henry County. You know what I mean? I don't know how old his son is. Y'all may know it. He's young. He's 3 or 4 or so, I think, maybe a little bit older than that. But it just made me smile to see that interaction before the football game. And like I said, it turned out to be a great football game. But that's the best thing I've seen this week is just that father-son moment, because not to get all sappy and sentimental, but those moments come and go pretty quickly, and you miss them a lot of times. And I just wanted him to know that I had caught that moment, and it made me think back to my kids being that age and when they thought I was the coolest thing in the world, because now they all think I'm just a loser. I think. And so there is a time when your kids think you're the best, and I just remembered that, and it was fun to see. So that's the best thing I've seen this week. Coach, you've got a pretty good team coming back. And I say that because, of course, with Sam and I broadcasting these games, we know who all is coming back, and you lost one senior last year, right, in Jana, and your whole squad has just another year of experience and another year of playing together to start this 2025-26 season here in a couple of weeks.
Yes, we've got Olivia Kendall and Breeley Pierpoint and Nakia Moore. They'll all be starting for their third year.
Yeah.
We've got Eva Eaton, who started a majority of last year. Allie Taylor started some ball games. Nalea started some games. So a lot of experience coming back. What we want to do is try to avoid the inconsistencies that we had early in the year last year and meet the expectations of how we played at the end of last season. Yeah. So just to come out hungry every night and to want to play your best.
Well, they're a lot of fun to watch. How's practices go? Is it pretty strict? Are y'all pretty laid back with them? Because you said y'all start practice on Monday, right? And
we start on Monday, and everything is very time oriented.
Yeah.
We try to be very efficient with our time, get in, get out, and get everything covered. It's never as intense as you would like it to be.
Sure.
But some days, it's like some games when everything's flowing. Some days of practice, everything goes good, and you might have a drill for 8 minutes, and they knock it out, and we cut it short at 6 minutes. And then there's other days where no drills go the way you want. So with the experienced group, it definitely helps, but they've done a lot of these drills a lot of times, so they think they have it mastered.
Sure. But it
coming out of the Bartlett game last year and seeing that direction, the direction of that team, like how, I know it's too early to tell, but how has y'all's mindset changed as far as practice and preparation, knowing that that's kind of the bar that you're wanting to achieve again, this year?
Well, we have 4. We're calling them managers this year. 4 male managers, and Coach Poole. That we get to Bartlett and they've got 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2", 6'3". We can't go against that with the second and third string girls, so
hard to simulate that.
It is. So we've got one guy that's about 6'2" that going against Kaya every day. I'm seeing improvement there offensively and defensively, and then we've got 3 pretty quick guards that you throw a lazy pass, they run through it, and then there's Coach Poole that kind of heads them up.
And take it easy on them.
But I've seen an improvement when they're scrimmaging already. So hope that prepares us, because we will be the smallest team on the court again this year. Y'all know every night that we take the floor, the other team's taller than we are. So we've tried to let our girls get a little more acclimated to that size.
Yeah, but even in that, I mean, you've just, and this is a good term, it's not a derogatory, you've just got some dogs on your team. And I mean, like Olivia just is not afraid to go into the paint and create something for other people. Now sometimes she'll throw up a shot, but a lot of times she drives into the paint and is looking to dish to Nakia or somebody else. And then Nakia, I've said time and time again, has just that it factor for basketball. It's stuff that you don't teach. She just does it. Like she grabs a rebound. A lot of kids even at the high school level, you get a rebound and their first instinct is to put it on the floor and get some power. And go, not Nakaya. She catches it high and goes right back up with it. That kind of stuff. You got Breeley Pierpoint, who is not going to be the biggest girl on the floor at any time, but her length is such an advantage on the defense that y'all play, because a lot of times she plays out front and they have to throw passes 10 feet in the air just to get them over Breeley's reach a lot of times, the way that y'all spread out the defense. And I mean, you may not be the biggest squad on the floor at any point, but I mean, y'all don't back down from many folks at all.
No, and I guess we had Charlie Hudson a few years ago, but it just kind of what we go out there and try to outwork them, run them, get them tired, and take advantage of them that way. We try to use our size to our advantage.
Yeah.
So, hope we do it well this year.
No doubt that you will.
Yeah, it's been. I was looking because this is our sixth season, or my sixth season broadcasting, and Charlie is the only height that you've really had in those 6 seasons. I mean, Gracie Pack, maybe. I mean, that was the first year, but past that, I mean, 5'6" is about it.
Yes, and those that I named off, we've got, I guess, Breeley, Olivia, and Nakaya that are all in that 5'8", 5'9" range, and then you got Annie Grace that's probably 5'7", 5'8", and I think about those 3 that's 5'8", 5'9", and we're not going to have those next year.
Right.
So we will be even smaller.
Well,
And Nakai, I mean, she plays like she's 6 foot. Like when she turns, she actually jumps, which you don't see that a lot from girls, you know. Like, but she plays above her height and stuff like that. So,
what are y'all most excited about for the season coming up?
Most excited.
I'm excited for our non-district. I mean, it's a tough schedule.
It is. So
like,
let's go over that schedule a little bit, because we see it in everything else we do. Like, there are no gimmies on our schedule. I mean, you and I were talking at the football game the other night about some of the teams that we've got scheduled this year, and it's going to challenge us and push us to our limit, but it's also going to make us a much, much better basketball team come February.
Yes. Of course, we start off with Crockett County, who's very good year in and year out. And then we've got McEwen coming in, and they had a girl that missed basketball finalist last year that's leading them, and she's a terrific ball player. Got Southside twice. They go to the state tournament every year. Got South Gibson twice. They go to the state tournament every year.
Westview.
And Westview. We've got a very busy schedule before New Year's. I think we've got 17 games before New Year's, and several 3-game weeks, and then it slows down when we get in district play. And so this first part of the season is going to come and go in a hurry.
A lot of nights on the road, a lot of late nights. Like I said, that first night to Crockett County, is that a Tuesday night or a Thursday night? Yeah, it's a Tuesday night game going to Alamo.
Last year when we went to Alamo, you didn't make the trip.
I did not make the trip last year.
The boys coach made the Jackson paper or the Jackson News Channel the next day. I mean, it was a brutal ending.
Well, how far it is, like an hour and a half, 2 hours over there, or something like that, and. So for a Tuesday night, it's going to be a good way to start the season, just because you said they're a quality program. But Lexington, like, you think of little Lexington, but they always just have some ballers that
they play good basketball.
They play good basketball, and it's a good challenge for us. And
a lot of them, like, you can't sleepwalk going into any of the games. Like, they could all, Lexington, they're always going to play tough. They're always going to play hard. So.
How many girls you got on the team this year? I know you, with just losing Jana to graduation.
Counting our freshmen, we've got 20. Okay. We've got 20 girls in the program. I didn't do a count on that, but 3 seniors. I think we've got 6 freshmen.
5 juniors.
5 juniors, and how many sophomores?
Well, but even
4
that, but even with that, with 3 seniors, it's still a fairly young team. Now, that, like you said, those seniors have some senior leadership coming in that's going to be monumental to this squad, I think. But I mean, you've got a young group still to work with, and that's the crazy thing that, like, what excites me the most about it, same with our boys, is they've been playing together for so long. It's almost like you just have to stand back and say, okay, go do what you've done the last 3 years, and that formula seems to have worked well the last 3 years, and so just keep it going this year.
I'm sitting here laughing, thinking of y'all's broadcast, because we.
Oh no!
I've listened to y'all.
Do we need to go to break?
We'll be back after these messages from now.
The way we're going to play this year is going to resemble some kind of pandemonium out there. We're going to try to speed it up.
Yeah.
Play faster than we have. I think back to when Mary Ray and Avery O'Daniel were there, and how fast we got them down the court, and we're going to try to top that this year, because we feel like we've got several that can step in and contribute, and we're going to shoot the ball a lot.
Hey, what is it? Michael Scott quoting Wayne Gretzky is you can't score the basket if you don't. Yeah, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So
there's going to be a lot of quick threes.
Well, but again, but you've got the girls to do. You know what I mean? Like, and listen, I'll say I'm not speaking for Sam. I'm speaking for Jeremy. Sam's really good at what he does on the radio, but I'm just an idiot with a microphone. Like, I thought about starting a new podcast and calling it Idiot with a Microphone, because I mean, there's times when I just say stuff that, like, who's this guy and what is he,
I'm convinced that I was the only one that said yes. Like, that there was a long list that came before me, and it was a hey, there's that guy.
He'll do it.
Yeah, he'll do it.
No,
sure.
I mean, I love doing it, but when I'm having my meltdown about rebounding, and boxing out and that kind of stuff, it's just, that's just an idiot with a microphone that has that opportunity, I guess, more than anything.
Well,
do you ever go back and listen and be like, these guys, wait till I see these guys on Wednesday or whatever?
No, I just thought of that because I'm going to have a hard time this season, because we're talking about don't pass up a good shot.
Yeah.
Don't pass it up. If you're there, we're firing it, and we're going to crash the offensive glass, and we're probably going to give up more easy baskets by some of the things we're doing. But it's speeding the tempo of the game up, gets more possessions.
You'll probably see me like it's okay.
And I've always. I don't like the quick threes. I don't like giving up easy baskets, but. Rochelle Turner at Murray State, we've gone and talked to her a couple times and watched them practice, and they led the NCAA in scoring last year, and we're adopting some of what they do, and some of the philosophies, but it's one of those things that's going to be it's got to be a commitment,
right.
and it's going. Dylan's going to have to do his job and keep me calm. But
well, so that brings up a good point, and I think, Dylan, we may have talked about this before on some of the other shows that you've been on and whatnot. But so you've been coaching. I mean, you've been in the coaching world since 2000, for a long time. But you've been coaching Henry County basketball for 15 years now, since 2010. How much has the game changed that you've noticed in just that 15-year span? Did you do something different year one that year 14 you're like, I would have never thought to do that year one?
Yes, well, the tempo of the game.
Okay.
I think it was my second year. I think people could have guarded us with 3 people and we couldn't have scored. So we wanted to slow it down and try to keep it close to the fourth quarter and give ourselves a chance. Now, most of the nights, I feel like if we take care of the basketball and rebound and we don't have a terrible shooting night, we're going to be in it. So we want more possessions to try to separate from them if we get going. So they keep talking about this shot clock, and with where our program is now, I think that would benefit us. as opposed to some teams that like to pass it 37 times. And I think the tempo of the game for our program has changed a great deal, because we were averaging about 40 points a game the first 2 or 3 years that I coached, and started picking up the tempo, and had a couple teams that averaged over 60. And
I was going to say, it's not unheard of to have a 70-something point night now, the way that we get up and down the floor, at least last season. So I assume it'll be the same this year, or try to.
We will see, but I think the goal we came up with was to average 71 points a game this year. That's a stretch. The best team we've had, and I think it was Mary Ray and Averill Daniel senior year. We averaged 64.8 points a game that year. Yeah.
You mentioned that shot clock. Coach Height was on here a couple of weeks ago, and we just had kind of a roundtable discussion, and that was his topic of conversation. What are your thoughts on whether or not, number one, TSSAA will ever adopt a shot clock, and pros and cons of if they do?
Well, eventually they're going to. There's a huge expense involved with it, buying the clocks, training 2 or 3 people to operate it. It gives the referee something else they have to watch. I think it will eventually come. But I think when they came out with it a few years ago, they said by this season it would be in all of Tennessee high school basketball, and it kind of died for a couple of years. So I think eventually it'll get there, but I don't know that I'll still be coaching.
Well, I think you're right though, and like it's the stuff you don't think about, but like the cost associated with it for like some of these little schools, who may not have the support that we do, or to, like you said, to, number one, get the equipment, but then to, you got to pay somebody to be there and run it, and then you got to, like you said, as Coach Summers is here.
The other con about it is the sports, the NBA and college have shot clocks, and they also have instant replay.
Right.
Because how many times do they have to stop and look at the shot clock and replay it? So that's something to be thought about and worked through also.
Sure. So it's just little things like that folks don't think about.
You already have a lot of refs that don't want to ref because of the fans that see everything. Sure. Like, it's the toughest because the fans, there's so many calls, and you're going to give them something else to gripe about.
Right.
Well,
that's a whole other story right there. But I forgot.
Back to idiots with microphones.
I mean, that's exactly right.
It's just passionate people about what's going on, and I wouldn't say idiots.
No, I was talking about us.
I wouldn't say y'all are idiots either, but
but it is. I mean, to Dylan's point, it's the one sport where there's 1,000+ people on any given night that are within 20 feet of the action at all times,
and they're all experts.
And they're all experts. So it's tough. I'm like these guys. I think it's coming. It's already in Kentucky. It's happening. It's just a matter of when.
Well, the thing I'm most excited about basketball season is seeing Gambling Gymnasium filled up with all of our fans again. Yeah. We've got great fans that are very passionate about everything that goes on in that gym, on those fields, and they are awesome.
They are.
So anyway, that's the thing I'm most excited about basketball. And we've got some things planned, like we've done some things at football games this year, and we've planned some things for basketball. And so I'm really excited about the atmosphere that's going to be created in Gambling Gymnasium.
Be here before you know it. November 20th, right? First home game.
First home game.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah. Need a big crowd, because you're right. Like, when that place is packed out,
it's a lot of fun.
With the dome and everything, and the acoustics in it, I mean, it's top notch. You don't get that anywhere else that we go that I've seen anyway. Everywhere else have these big square, where the sound just kind of goes up and stays up there. With our dome, it just kind of travels all over. It's nightmare for the PA sometimes. No, but
you get a packed house in there.
Yeah, it's
a student section that's rocking, and you can feel the gym moving from any point in that place. It's a beautiful thing.
I meant to, Coach Kurt. So you were a football coach. You're the Lady Patriot basketball coach. You're an avid outdoorsman, fisherman, or whatever, but you're also an alligator wrangler. We got a video of Coach Curd and his. If you have a problem with critters, call Coach Curd as well. We got a video here. You can explain this to us as it's playing. Go ahead, Kevin. Play that video.
I'll tell him to come around.
We were driving down the road, and that thing crossed the road in front of us, and one of my buddies said he wanted to go catch it. So we stopped the car, and he said, "I'm not touching that," and I just went and got it.
Nice.
The angle of the camera's bad. That thing was really about 6 foot long.
Yeah, right. So I like how you got barefoot, got down in the water with it. I mean, that's impressive.
Well,
you know,
it was
impressive.
What did Melissa say when she saw this video?
What were you thinking?
Yeah.
I'm like, it wasn't that big, so it was all right. And it was facing the other direction. It was trying to get away from it.
It's still pretty impressive. I don't know a lot of folks that would go into a mud bog and grab an alligator barehanded.
Well, Coach Etheridge videoed it.
Okay.
And the original video was crazy because I don't know if he got scared when I started toward the Jeep, but he lost control of the camera and I thought we were going to put it in Jeep with us, and he said no, and we turned it back loose.
Nice. That's down in Louisiana, right?
Yes, we went down to Terrio, Louisiana on a little fishing trip, and
Coach Summers, this might have to be one of our event nights where Coach Curd catches a gator at the boys' halftime or something.
I'm having flashbacks to semi-pro when they're trying to get people in.
Bears loose in the gym.
Well, y'all were talking about being idiots. I've never been called a smart man, so.
On that note, we're going to go ahead and take our commercial break and hear from our sponsors. Come back and do the Jeremy's breakdown with, inside the Wolf Den from the football game this Friday night. Talk about it for a little bit, and then so we'll be back after these messages. Y'all stay with us.
In a world that moves way too fast, there's one place that feels like home. Tater's Place in Paris, Tennessee, where the sizzle of a smash burger meets the sound of laughter, and every plate tells a story. Bring the family, make memories, and taste the love in every bite. Live music, real people, and unforgettable food. That's Tater's Place, 3615 Highway 79 North. Find the flavor you've been missing at Tater's Place. Come and feel what you've been hungry for.
Are you looking for a fence that gives you peace of mind? At All Star Fence Company, we don't just build fences, we build confidence. Whether it's keeping your family safe, protecting your property, or simply adding curb appeal, All Star delivers unmatched quality, dependable service, and lasting results. Locally owned and trusted across West Tennessee, Kentucky, and beyond, we're the name homeowners count on for reliability and strength since 1971. All Star Fence Company, your first line of defense and your best choice for peace of mind. Visit allstarfenceandsupply.com today.
Back here on SportsCast with Jeremy Buckelew, we want to tell you about next week's show. We have Amanda Ellis coming in from Mooresville, North Carolina. Of course, Amanda is a local girl. Used to be Amanda Jones and is now Amanda Ellis, but she is the Senior Director of Communications for NASCAR. And so she will be on the show next Sunday. She's actually going to record that show on Saturday afternoon because she's got to get back to North Carolina. But she'll be here, and that show will air next Sunday night at 7:30. But I've known Amanda a long time, and just a great story of not letting anybody tell you you can't do something. And so, like I said, Amanda is the Senior Director of Racing Communications for NASCAR, and hear her story. And her husband, John, is a car chief for Brad Keselowski. I was hoping he was going to make the trip with her this time. He's not able to make it this time, but we'll be back in December, so I'm going to try to get them back on in December and talk to John. Like I said, he's a mechanic for Brad Keselowski and is an over-the-wall pit crew guy, and anyway, it's just going to be a great show this Sunday night, and a conversation with Amanda and what she does for NASCAR and how she got there. And that's next week at 7:30. So you'll want to be sure to check that out and hear from her. Again, local girl that living the dream, I tell you. Mike Weatherford this week has the LBL Massacre and what still haunts those woods with Steve Causey, author, and going to be revisiting the most chilling cryptid mystery in America. That's Tuesday night, November the 4th at 7 o'clock p.m. on the Mike Weatherford Show's Facebook page. Talk about Land Between the Lakes, and you don't want to miss that show. It'll be another good one for sure. We're going to go right now to the Buckalew's Breakdown. Big win for the Patriots this past week over the Kirkwood Cobras at Patriot Stadium. Here's the breakdown. Of course, this week was senior night, but a lot more on the line for the Patriots as the Cobras came in, and both Patriots and Cobras undefeated in the region. So this is for the region championship. First play of the game, Aiden Spellings takes it 76 yards up that sideline to pay dirt, and that was the first of many yards for Aiden. We'll get to that here in just a minute, but one play, touchdown, went ahead and got the 2-point conversion after that. And here you see a big pass to Ja'Kai Beard. Ja'Kai had 2 catches on the night. He would have had a lot more if every time he ran down the field, they weren't grabbing his arm and pinning it down. But regardless, another big run for Aiden. That's a 22-yard touchdown run for Aiden. 2 runs, 2 touchdowns. You can kind of see where this is going. Here is Aiden's 59-yard touchdown run on the 3rd time he took off with the football. So 3 touches, 3 touchdowns, and a whole lot of yards for Aiden. Just continued to rack them up on this play here. He didn't get in the end zone. You can see it at the very end. He just, bless his heart, he just kind of ran out of gas a little bit. But this one went for 55 yards for Aiden. As you can see, they get hands on him but just can't bring him down. And here just kind of ran out of steam, and they were able to catch up with him. But the very next play, he just turns around and hands it to Emmett Jones, who walks into the end zone and puts Henry County back up by 2 touchdowns at that point. The defense all night, I mean, this was not a defensive game, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But here's one of the times they were able to get their hands on Redding, the quarterback for Kirkwood, and bring him down. And then guess who? Aiden Spellings from 40 yards out this time takes it into the end zone, breaking tackles. Just a magnificent game for Aiden, record-setting night for him and the Patriot offense. Here we see, again, the defense coming up big. Malik Jackson putting some pressure on Redding and getting his hands up. Did that 2 times in a row to put Kirkwood in a bad situation. And we were able to get the football back after they punted. You see here another deep ball to Ja'Kai that was contested. Ja'Kai just out-muscles the guy for it, comes away with it. That led to a field goal that put Henry County up 39-21 at the half. Kirkwood came out, scored 18 unanswered, and tied the football game up. This is one of the bigger defensive stops of the night, as they were, you could see, right on the goal line and driving, and Brock Archie just lays a lumber on Redding. And then here another big run from Aiden to set Henry County up on that previous possession by Kirkwood. They kicked a field goal to tie the football game at that point. Then Henry County drove back down the field, and then right here you see Jake Hatcher from 28 yards out. And it's good. And Henry County goes on top 42-19. Then the last play of the football game, right here, Redding scrambling all night. He just kind of did what he wanted and ran where he wanted, but made one mistake, and that was it right there as he threw it right to Brock Archie. Henry County celebrates. The fireworks are going off. Coach Summers, I really enjoyed the fireworks. Not sure whose idea that was, but it was awesome to see. But you can see the scoreboard there, 42-39. Henry County victorious over the Kirkwood Cobras. Region 7 champions, number 1 seed in the playoffs, and got more football to come.
Yes, the fireworks were quarterback club's idea, and we were able to pull it off and get the permits and things that we needed to do, and compliments of the quarterback club and the Patriot fireworks provided those. That was
very nice.
Yes, it was. And we did it before, after we introduced the senior football players and magicals and cheerleaders, and we did it a little bit after we introduced the senior band members. So it was just a really, really an awesome deal. And then, there at the end, and we're not going to shoot them if it hadn't turned out the way it did. But so we had all that set up, and we were able to do it. And I communicated with them and was telling them the score while they were over there setting all that up, and we were able to do it. And that was just a lot of fun. I hope we didn't wake too many people up on Harding Road, but
okay.
But it was a lot of fun, and I had a lot of comments from parents and from just other people that were there of how nice it was, and that it was a good way to celebrate a good year so far.
Yeah.
And started the year off with a tough schedule, and a lot of things changed. A whole bunch of things that were changed, and the team, sticking together and getting better every week, and growing in so many places, and then able to pull that game off Friday night because Kirkwood wasn't no doormat, and they had some good players, and and we kept, they didn't give up, we didn't give up,
right.
And we finally, made enough plays that we were able to win the game, and I'm just super excited and proud for Coach Wolf and all of the assistant coaches and all the players. It was just a great way to end the regular season, and now by doing that, we've secured home field advantage for the first 3 rounds of the playoffs. Got Memphis Overton coming in this Friday, and we're gonna have another big time. So if you missed the last, I know it was Halloween and a lot of people were out trick or treating and a lot of other stuff going on, but those that were there were certainly entertained. It was a lot of excitement, a lot of fun, and a lot of fireworks. Aiden Spellings, I don't know if you know, but he did break a record.
Oh, yeah.
377 yards rushing, I think, and total yards was 459 or something.
466. So I did the stat. I was telling Whitney, I was going to mention that I was the most popular guy in town, I think, Saturday morning, maybe second to you, because everybody was blowing my phone up because I usually do the stats on the weekends when I get home, and everybody was like, "Hey, what was Aiden's numbers? What was Aiden's?" I hadn't done them yet. I'll get them done. I'll let you know. But 19 carries for 377 yards and 4 touchdowns. Went 3 of 10 passing for 89 yards for 466 total yards for Aiden Spellings. And so both school records for rushing and total yards.
And he couldn't have done it without the other 10 guys out there and the plays that were called and the defense that was, it was just a great thing. I always like to notice those records and everything, but I think Aiden would tell you too. He couldn't have done any of it without the other 10 guys out there on the field with him.
Absolutely.
So it was, that's like, I think I still hold one record, and I can't. And I promise you, it was luck on my part that I was the one throwing the ball. So it's always a team effort.
Well, and like I said, if you're a fan of offense, this was the game for you. We had 1,006 total yards of offense in that football game. Henry County with 516 yards of offense. Kirkwood had 490.
Yeah, it was a heck of a game. It was heck of a game.
I was going, if Dylan had been called on first about his best thing he saw this week, I was going to talk about the football game.
It was,
and the night that the Patriots had.
It was one of those instant classics. It was an instant. And I said this Friday night, and I told some other people that I got a little nervous, and Coach Summer, I know you'd be disappointed in me for this, but it had the feeling of that Page game there for a little bit. We were up.
Well, their
feeling
quarterback
good.
Reminded me a lot of the Page quarterback,
and
he was that good.
Yeah, I mean, he was a very talented kid, and just a junior. So we get to see him again next year.
I didn't think about it too, but Coach Summers and Coach Curtis, like when basketball, when we don't have school, that always makes you feel nervous, and so the fact that it was a good win against a good team, and the players are out of normal sync and stuff.
I say the same thing. They get that routine of game days, and when you miss it,
we had several clubs that set up tailgating on the practice field with little Halloween themes and football themes mixed together. It was a lot of fun though. From about 4:30 till 10 o'clock when the game finally ended, we had a lot of fun.
The first quarter was 46 minutes long. I mentioned on the radio broadcast that the first quarter was 46 minutes, and I'll have to go back. I think Aiden had
2:02.
202 at the end of the first. I knew it was a bunch, and
Yep.
so man, but yeah, what
It was
performance
good.
by everybody. Like the defense, when we had to have a stop,
Yep.
we got it.
That's right.
And that's what won us that football game. And just hats off to them. Like you said, congratulations, Coach Wolf, first year winning the region championship. That's no small feat at any time. I don't care who's in our region. When you go 5-0 in the region, that's impressive.
Yep.
And congratulations to Coach Wolf and the whole staff. And Kevin, do we have the bracket? I sent you the bracket, but I'm not sure if. Do you have that for the playoffs coming up? Yeah. So there's a look at the bracket. So Memphis Overton will make the trip up here on Friday night. And then a little bit of surprises in that top section for me anyway. Memphis Central beating Munford. I don't know why you see Memphis Central finished 8-2 on the season, but Munford was top 5 or top 10 in the state in 5A. Beach is top 10 in the state in 5A. Kirkwood was top 10 in the state in 5A. And, of course, Page is the number 1 team in 5A in the statewide rankings. And you got all 4 of those teams on the same side of the bracket. Henry County has said will play Overton and then either Nolensville or Portland. And then one of those 4 teams there at the bottom, depending on how those games go. But really excited about the playoffs coming up. You know, that win or go home changes things a little bit. Of course, Friday night was kind of that feel because, like I said, wanting that number 1 in the region championship is always huge. But, yeah, love playoff football. State night's Thursday night and football Friday night.
And cross country, changing the subject.
Oh,
for just a
yes,
second. Cross country, we've had they had a really good year. A lot of runners had improvement and had personal best, and had the region tournament the other day, past week, and we had 2 that qualified to go to state. Kel Mathis and Hudson Massey. Kel finished 2nd overall in the region, which is really, really good. So, and I think Hudson was 18th. I think it was the number. And so they will run Friday in Memphis at Shelby Park, I think is what it's called. So best of luck to them. But they've had a good year also.
Yeah, when we had him on the show, I think Hudson talked about how much time he had to shave off of his personal best to be able to qualify for state. And so when I saw that he had made it, I sent him a text and his dad a text. And, of course, Cale, he's probably ran 2,000 miles by this time in the year because when he was on the show, he said he'd ran over 1,000 miles already this year. And so,
yeah,
go ahead. No, you go ahead.
No, I was there. I couldn't run 2,000. I never ran 2,000 miles, but yeah, it's pretty impressive what they do.
Yeah, so good luck to them on. You said Friday they'll go.
Friday to Memphis.
Okay.
They run at 12:30.
Nice. So, and Coach Winders with that program and everything that she's done for that, and that's exciting. Anytime just to have kids going to represent Henry County is a big deal, but to have 2 is.
And they're both really good kids between the ears too. Good heart. I mean, like that whole cross country team. Like you could handpick any of them. They're all great kids and stuff. So happy for them.
What else is that?
I'd like to thank everybody in the press box for everything that they do up there. Coach Kerr does the clock for us. We've got people that do the game clock. I had to call somebody in. I got a sub for the game clock this week. Coach Bona did that for us. Y'all are up there on the radio. Mr. Farmer does our PA still, and Roy Hawkins does our music. And several other up there that help spot, Joey Hampton, Jaden Wimberly, James Bates. There's a lot of things that go on in that press box. And I also like to thank Perry's Barbecue for the food in the press box this past week. Ace's Pizza's done that for us this year, and Kentucky Fried Chicken, and Southside. And this week, I think it's El Vaquero. So,
nice.
Appreciate those people doing that for us, and everything that goes, because there's a lot of moving pieces that go on up there. Y'all know y'all are up there, and that's a lot of people don't realize that, but it's really a good group of people up there that are doing those things, and really, really appreciate it. So,
I was going to tease Coach Bona about like coming in, being the substitute this week, and then I think that's the busiest the scoreboard operator's probably been all season long.
And he did great with it. And the little remote, we keep the time on the field, the ref does, and the remote's been acting a little or whatever. And but the guy that was working it is the best one that comes, Terry, and he does a great job with it. If he can't work it, something's wrong with it. And and it was cold, and he had gloves. I don't know, but anyway, we had to take him up there to the press box. But Benji still had to do all the score, the down and distance and yard to go, and did good. So
I got tickled the other day. You'll appreciate this, but in the PI they do a little section called 25 years ago. Right? They have this little blurb of what was going on 25, 50, and 75. Well, on the 25 year ago, when I noticed on like Wednesday or Thursday, whenever it came out, that it said that Vicky Boyd was in a picture with athletic director Chuck Adams presenting a plaque of appreciation to Jim Farmer for 21 years of doing the PA. And I thought that was 25. So back at 46 years now that Mr. Farmer has done the PA.
He started in 79.
Yeah. So, and has missed like 3 games, I think, is what somebody said one time. That it may have been when they announced or named the press box after him that it said he's missed, I think, 3 games in like 46 years, which is unheard of. And I always get tickled because especially this time when playoffs start, they send in officiating crews from other parts of the state to do that. And at some point this Friday night, I can almost promise you that somebody, one of those officials, will come up to the press box and will be, "Are you Mr. Farmer? I've heard so much about you and it happens every year, and it's just something that other places don't have, and it's just another one of those things that Henry County has that we get to brag about because Mr. Farmer is outstanding at it and has done it literally as long as I've been alive. I'm 46 years old. I was born in 1979, so he's been doing it every year since I've been alive. But so. Everything else is kind of winding down, but getting ready for basketball to kick up, and that's just the winter sports fixing to get going, and that's a new kind of busy. When, Kurt, our district, there's usually, of course, we have Dixon County and Kenwood and West Creek and Northwest in our district. Did I miss anybody?
No, that's it.
Dixon County is always tough, have been for years and years and years. They have the same kind of tradition, I think, that we do when it comes to Lady Patriot basketball, and they're a good opponent. The Clarksville schools always have good athletes, and they'll have a couple or handful of girls that, if they can get it right, will be a tough challenge for that night. But, again, as the reigning district champions, back-to-back, though, right? Because aren't we the back? Yeah. So I was going to say you kind of have a target on your back, but you had a target on your back last year and still were able to win the trophy. And so, but talk about the district this year. We talked about how good the non-district schedule was. Talk about the district schedule and what we have to look forward to with it before we call it a night.
Well, we'll start with Dixon. I think I drove the volleyball team over to play in the district tournament at Dixon, and walked by this freshman girl from Dixon, and her eyes looked to be at the level of my eyes. So she's a lot bigger than anybody we have, and they say she's a really good player. So that's concerning. They didn't lose much from their team, so to add a little size like that, they will be tough. Northwest is, like you said, athletic and dangerous, and Coach Wallace does a good job of getting them to play hard. They upset us at their place last year. And then Kenwood and West Creek both lost their best players to graduation, so unsure of what they will have. But, looking at this year's district, I will be upset if we lose a district game. I think with what you've said, we've got most everything coming back. Dixon beat us last year bad once, and Northwest beat us by 1 point. And then from then on, we beat Northwest by about 30 and beat Dixon by about 18 and 25, I think, in the next 2 times we played them. That was some of that inconsistency that we talked about earlier. But we've got to show up every night respecting our opponents and playing our best basketball. And I hope a light bulb turned on for them at the end of last season, and I think we were 11-10 at one point. And ended up 19-12 last season. So we got on a little hot streak there, and I know the girls are anxious to get started, and we've been doing a lot of running, and I think they're ready to play ball.
Well, I will say this too, and we talked about the fact that having all those girls come back that have that playing experience, like they know what the expectation is. You don't have to take the first 5 games and try to get them on board with what it means to be a Lady Patriot and get them on board with how you have to play to win. They've done it for the last 2 seasons together, really, because a lot of those girls you named have been playing ball for the last 2 seasons for you. I mean, you're really good anyway about a rotation of getting everybody involved. But your core group this year, Breeley and Natalia and Olivia, and they've been together for so long that it's going to. I think this season is really going to be another banner year for the Lady Patriots. At least I hope so. But like I say, does it help that you don't have to convince them of here's what our mission is and what they already know it from being together for so long? They
do. We talk about goals all the time, and they do. But you still have to remind them, hey, and you beat a team once, and you're going to play them again, and you can't overlook them the second time, because if you played well the first time and beat them, sometimes they think, well, we can just show up and do it, and you come out with one of those lackluster games. But you've got to respect your opponent every night.
Right.
So.
I know.
I think we have a really unique benefit of being in where we are in the world, because district-wise, Coach Aaron Aaron Webb at Dixon and Coach Wallace at Northwest, and Coach Caird obviously are cream of the crop in terms of coaching. But those Clarksville schools they've got to go 2 or 3 hours to go play a caliber team and caliber of coaching that we get the opportunity to play in our own backyard. So, getting to see the Lexingtons and the South Sides and the South Gibsons of the world, they just don't have that. Right. Yay for us. Absolutely.
So, playing good opponents makes you a good squad. We see that, like I said, everywhere we play. And so expect no different this year in basketball. And any final thoughts before we call it a night?
I'd just like to say I love my job here at Henry County, and we kind of mentioned it tonight in different ways, but Henry County is one of those unique places. There's one high school in this county, and this community supports it so well. Yes, I'm overwhelmed a lot of times at football games, at some of the basketball games we've had, with the community support and that Henry County puts toward their youth. And I love it here because of that. Yeah. It is a close-knit community, and wouldn't have it any other way.
Well, Coach, best of luck this season. I know that I'm sure you're antsy and ready to get it going in the next, 16 days or something, probably a lot of restless nights and just ready to get started. But looking forward to it. Pay no attention to the 2 idiots on the microphone.
Well, don't pay any attention to the idiot on the sideline.
But anyway, again, I know it's going to be a fun season. So like this, if you normally don't make it to Henry County or basketball games, period, you're missing out. Sam will tell you, it's a quality program that we have here, and like I said, back-to-back district champs, runners up in the region last year. Don't get me started on that. And then sub-state appearance. The programs that we have and the product that we put on the floor is something that every Patriot fan can be and should be proud of. And I'm just saying that if you don't, you're missing out if you don't come to the gym and watch it. I understand that people like listening on the radio, but I said the other night, like, I would rather you bring your phone and listen on your phone while you're sitting in the bleachers. If you like, Martha Stewart does that. Right. Martha and Jimmy do that. They listen to the game and watch it from the stands. Do that, because there is no place like Henry County when we have a packed house and that place is rocking. And Coach can tell you, I'm sure, that like the girls notice, the players notice, and it makes a difference for them when they see that support and the way they play and the game itself. And
then they're acclimated to it for when tournament time gets there, and we have those intense crowds, and it's neat when it's like that.
Yeah, it's the cheapest way to support our girls and boys both this year. I mean, you can go buy cookies and go buy something from the team shop, or you can pay $7 to go, $5 or $7 to go, get inside a gambling gymnasium. Seven. Sorry,
Coach.
7 for adults, 3 for students.
When will season
week,
tickets go on sale?
This coming week, the week
after this one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So again, cheapest form of entertainment for your family to come to gambling gymnasium and support these girls. So
no better place to be on a Tuesday night, Friday night, Saturday night, whenever we're playing, than right there to support them. So, Coach, thank you for stopping in. Dylan, appreciate it. Good to see y'all. Best of luck in the upcoming season. Like I said, I know we always have great basketball teams. Expect no different this year. So should be a fun season. Looking forward to it. Don't forget, next Sunday night, we'll have our show with Amanda Ellis for NASCAR, and she'll be here. We're going to actually record that show on Saturday, and then we'll air it Sunday night at 7:30. Do want to say thank you to our sponsors. Thanks to Taters, All-Star Fence, The Peddler, TEC, Patriot Plumbing, Shelter Insurance, Eaton Construction, and Tennessee Real Estate. Thanks to Mike Weatherford for letting us use his studio, Kevin Keel and Scott Norwood in the back, keeping us on the air. We appreciate that and all the work that they do with the production of the show. Couldn't do it without them. Again, I'm just an idiot with the microphone. They're the ones who make the magic happen. And so, any final words, guys?
Bundle up Friday night and see you there. It's not going to be too cold. It's not going to be too cold. Everybody get out there. Let's have a big time.
Absolutely. Go Big Red. We'll see you next week. Have a good night, guys. Oh, as always, take care of yourself and each other. See you next week.